the officers who are known to me, and some of them are my friends. You go to recommendation, question 1, recommendation 2. The county executive member of finance, with the approval of the county assembly, set the limit of the county government expenditure on wages. I wanted the HR manager or the minister for finance to tell us in real figures how much the salaries of all the workers of Kisii County is on a monthly basis.
Okay, are there any observations on question number 1 so that the governor can address and we move to number 2? Senator Methu.
Thank you, Governor, for your response. Maybe to tie my question to that has been asked by the chairman, as you tell us the specific number of casual workers whose contract was terminated. So what happens to the services that were being offered by the casual workers? Because of course they were not just there, they were there doing something. Who is undertaking the same duties? Number 2, on the issue, on the response number B, mitigation number B, or mitigation strategy number B, the county suspended promotion of staff since January 2022 for a period of 18 months. I want to put it to you, Governor, is staff promotion a matter of right or favor? Because then if it is a matter of right, how do you suspend the promotion of anybody if they have attained or it is merited? If I'm supposed to be promoted within the 18 months, so what happens to me? Why would you deny me that kind of thing? Finally, on mitigation number G, you've spoken that the response from the non-dominant communities is still very low. If then, in the true spirit of the intent of tilting the balance, would you be in a position to tell us, amongst your personal staff that you have, maybe 10 or 12 or whatever number, how many are from the less dominant community? Those ones do not require advertisement. It is you who is appointing them. How many did you appoint from the non-dominant communities?
Okay. Chair, one small addendum.
Okay,
on 1, Governor, you go to mitigation strategies to deal with auditor's recommendation down there on A. I wanted you, if you can, jot it somewhere, and I want you to describe for me, or maybe your human resource would come in here. What is the description of you, what somebody who is a casual laborer under the county government? What is the characterization of what a casual laborer is? The reason I'm raising this issue, Chair, is because there were workers who were released from county councils, there were workers who were released from the municipal councils, and during the period of the transition, they were brought in and lumped up with the other county workers. So I would like to know that, and Honorable Methu has raised it, that how many were they, but I also wanted to ask the governor, when you made the decision that these people are going to be asked to go home permanently, did you pay them their outstanding monies, outstanding salaries, outstanding benefits, so that then they could go home? I think it's an important question.
Maybe just one small comment, Chairman.
Can I have a final comment under that point?
It's actually, I'm tying that last question that I asked, G and H, on the people that you have appointed from the non-dominant communities and the people that you have appointed from the people living with disabilities, especially those ones that do not need to go through a recruitment process. They are those that you just appoint directly, your advisors, your assistants, your chief of staff, such like.
Okay, proceed, Governor.
Chair, some of these questions, of course, will be answered. That's why I had come across with my human resource. We want him to respond on these ones. Duke?
Okay, they shall respond, but ultimately, as a CEO, you take full responsibility.
Precisely.
Thank you, Chair.
I think I'll try to answer the queries. Currently, the amount of money we pay as salary on a monthly basis is 418 million per month. Secondly, we have
418 million. 418 million.
Yes, sir. Initially, we used to have 160 casual laborers, who included 8 from the former local authorities whose services were terminated in May 2022 because we were not able to sustain paying them because of the rising wage bill.
May 2022.
22 years.
That was before the assumption of office of the current governor.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, so if I can describe a casual laborer, is someone who is given labor for the day, which in most cases we pay at the end of the month because of disbursement of funds from the exchequer. Mostly they carry out cleaning duties. At the moment, this work is being done by cleaning groups which we have employed. If I can talk about the ethnicity, it's true. The board, if the board was here, would agree with me that anytime we make advertisement, we use the popular media outlets, Daily Nation, Standard, and then even our website. Then we encourage people from all spheres of Kenya to make applications. But it's true, as in most counties, the responses are usually from the local community. So we'll continue.
You said if the county public service was here, what's the reason why they're not here, and yet we're discussing HR issues? I think you said if the county public service was here. That's why I've taken an interest.
They could just confirm that when they're
if they were here, why are they not here?
At the moment, only those ones who are invited to accompany the governor came.
Let me help.
Because you spoke as if they ought to have been here. You know, if you say if they were here, they would have.
Chairman, let me help my officer.
Yes,
the service board is not there at the moment. They have been impeached by the assembly. Therefore, they are not there as we are talking. Therefore, they could not be here. But his confirmation is if they were there, they will confirm on the advertisement they have been doing is on both print media and popular papers.
Could I?
Senator Onyonka?
Yes. Your Excellency, Governor, it is true that the Public Service Board, through your intervention, was taken to the Assembly and removed from office. But you are also aware that there are court orders asking you to allow the Public Service Board to return to the office, receive the vehicles back, and run activities until the case has been heard and determined. I believe the law, therefore, requires that that board should have been here to deal with those issues because their matter has not been dealt with finality.
Governor?
Chair, I want to affirm my position that yes, I know the board is at home. They were removed by the assembly. The petitioner, I'm not the petitioner who took the petition to the assembly. Is an interested citizen who went to the assembly, petitioned, then on the grounds, a number of the grounds that were removed, they were removed. My only business is to get the communication from the assembly, which I did receive. Went ahead, I'd gazetted the same said board. Then they moved to court, a stay was put on the gazettement. But for the removal, already they had been removed by the Assembly. There is no ruling of any court that they be returned, and that have refused to return them to office. Otherwise, if there is a ruling, all directives from the courts, therefore we'll definitely do that. A stay which has been given by the courts, and that's a matter active in court right now. It's a stay of the gazettement of the said board.
Oh, okay.
Chair, Chair, I think it's important that
just
this
a minute, Senator.
information is given onto the Hansard.
Senator, maybe just for guidance,
Yes.
because if we discuss a stay that has not been tabled before us, we'll be discussing the air. In fact, if we discuss an impeachment whose details we don't have, we'll be discussing air. So with that in mind, maybe as a local senator, you can guide us so that we are able to establish what the facts are. But
Chair, if
very carefully.
in 2 minutes, without going into the sub judice rule, very simply, there were two orders given. One is for the initial interpretation of the order where the Public Service Board made a request to the court that any activity or any eventuality that may have come from the County Assembly be stopped. And then after that, they are given the status quo until the matter is heard and determined. What that means, Chair, my recommendation right now, and I think that is a decision we can make as the Senate, is that there may come a time when we are actually going to call the Public Service Board to come and raise those issues, because from the court order which is available, which I've seen privately, but it can be tabled, basically the Public Service Board is working and is meant to work until the case is determined to its eventuality.
Senator Duno?
Chair, I think Senator for Kisii has asked what I wanted to ask. But I think for this committee, it's important to look at those documents, the court orders, the petition, and all that, so that we can be able to make a decision. But again, my second question is to the HR, in his explanation of who are the casuals. Yeah. So when he says that casuals are employees who are hired and paid on daily basis, I just want to know the ones for Kisii. Are they hired by the county? Because I know the law is very clear. You have to hire casuals for 3 months, and then thereafter you release them, and then you can reappoint them. But you know, counties, they have become very clever. Some of them, they put them under contract of a contractor, and then they pay them. But there are some that actually we have recommended, instead of putting them on a casual basis for a very long time, they should be given contract. So maybe I want to understand what is the position of the casuals in Kisii County. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, Governor.
Response. You said that the casuals that were fired were doing cleaning work. And you have now hired the cleaning groups to do the work. Is that the response that you gave?
Yes.
That you sent away casual laborers and instead hired cleaning groups?
In addition to the casuals, we've been having cleaning groups. So once the casuals were sent home...
are those ones still casuals, the cleaning group?
No, these are just groups contracted to our cleaning.
Because, you know why I'm very interested? I mean, the casual laborers are just the local people from Kisii. So if you are sending them away to manage your wage bill, but then spend an equivalent in hiring cleaning groups. So really, what is the sense?
Chair, what I said, in addition to the casual laborers, casual workers we've been having, we've also been having cleaning groups. So we thought it was a duplication and it was eating into our funds. So we did away with the casuals and retained the cleaning groups.
So are you saying that the casuals were not doing anything because anyway the cleaning groups were there. If the cleaning was being done by the cleaning groups, why did you need the casuals in the first place?
Cleaning groups, they are cheaper. They are doing the cleaning of town. Casuals could clean officers, cut grass, do some manual labor.
Chair.
Yeah, can we, as we progress, just make sure we broaden this conversation beyond we look at the forest and not the tree.
Yes.
Senator Dulo?
My question is not answered. And number two, I wanted to know what is the number of the cleaners. You said the casuals are 4,000 what?
No, 160.
160.
They were 160 before we terminated.
So what about the cleaners? Are they the equivalent number or they are less than that?
No, these are groups. These are groups. Actually, I might not have the numbers because we contracted groups to clean the town.
By groups, sorry, through the chair and through Your Excellency the Governor. By groups, do you mean registered cleaning companies, business entities, or are they these women's groups or youth groups or what? What groups are meant?
Can I just help there?
Yes, Governor.
Because again, as it indeed he mentioned, that around May, they must have sent away the casuals. Remained with the groups, cleaning groups, which they are around 22, because there are 9 sub-counties. Kisii municipality alone, it has 8 zones, therefore it's around 20. And they were there with the casuals. The question the Senator has just asked indeed, even the casuals were idle. I think they were idle. Again, then the administration saw it wise to send the casuals away, remain with the contracted groups, CBOs. I think that question could be answered.
Chair, could I just...
Senator Onyonka?
I wanted to ask the HR director, am I right to say that these casual workers who are working in the Kisii County government after the Kisii County Council, that many of these individuals actually had worked within the county and the municipal system for more than 10 years non-stop? And this is the question I asked you. These people who worked for 10 years and they never got their retirement benefits, they were never stopped anywhere in the middle. They were just, a decision was made and they were told to go home. Did these people get compensated for the years they had worked? Because you know what the law says.
Thank you, Chair. It's true, some of the casual workers it worked for more than 10 years, together with others who had worked for maybe 1 or 2 years. When their terms, their work was terminated, they were not, they were just paid their dues up to the time of termination of their contracts. So they were not paid any additional benefits, no, sir.
Could I, members, propose, because there are 2 things we haven't dealt with, but they are substantive issues. Whether there's been a special audit, I think that's issue number 3, so we can defy it to that point. And the costs and ratios of personnel emoluments is also a substantive issue.
But
so
the issue on promotions has not been
okay,
spoken.
so we'll deal with the issue of promotions, and then afterwards we proceed to issue number 2. I think the question was, if you stop promotions and yet it is a right of validly employed staff, what happens to their right to get promotion?
Chair, what we did in the promotion, and then want to repeat on the issues of my predecessor.